Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Oscar Mbira. I'm a certified program and a project manager. In this video, I'm going to take you through the 12 lessons that I've learned under the category of collaboration and communication. This is one of the first episodes that I'm going to create. I'm going to create 10 episodes based on the lessons that I've learned so far as a project manager and also as a program manager. These are very important lessons that each and every project manager should learn through my experience and also go straight into avoidance or application of this. So let's get into the details. So lesson number 1. Communication is a very important skill that a project manager must have. As a project manager, communication is paramount. This is one of the lessons that I've learned. Your communication should be concise, it should be transparent. So in terms of communication in a project, you should know the what, the why, the when, where, who, and how are you going to make the communication. That is very, very important. Lesson number 2, you must have effective communication. By effective communication, it means at each level of project stakeholders, you must be able to communicate. If it's at team level, it means all your information at team level must be communicated with the right content, with the right wording. If it's going to be executive, as a project manager or program manager, you must know that your communication is also consistent with the executive. It must be tailor-made to suit the executive expectation and also the required either decision or summarization that might be required by the executive. That is also very important. Lesson number 3, you must establish communication channels at all levels. Every project or program, it has got level. Project board, program or project director. You also have the project management. You also have team managers. Then you have the team that is responsible for execution of the project. So every project, it has got different levels which may require different communication. Executive might have a different expectation in terms of communication. Program or project director, they might have different expectation in terms of communication, whether reports or anything else. Then project managers also have different expectation in terms of communication. Then you have your team level where you have detailed communication. So the communication must be very effective and the channels must also be very clear. Lesson number 4, you must listen to your team. As a project manager, program manager, the very important point is for you to listen to your team. Why do you have to listen to your team? The team is always having information. The team can even see some signals which you as a project manager, you may not be seeing. For example, the team might see that they are going to be going over the deadline. If you don't allow your team to speak to you, you will not be able to know until it's too late to make any corrections. So as you engage your team, you are able to pick some signals, you are able to correct issues, you are proactively, you are also able to identify and document any risks. So you should learn to talk to your team, you should learn to allow your team to speak on the project issues. Lesson number 5, you must foster collaboration. Collaboration is very important in any situation where you have got more than one human being. The reason why you should collaborate is, as the project progresses from one stage to the other, there are a lot of connected activities, others building from the previous one, others starting at a particular point in a project. All these, they need collaboration so that if there's any handover of either a finished product, unfinished product, it has to be done from one stage to the other. If the teams are not collaborating, that is going to create a problem and you won't be very successful as a project manager. I've learned that lesson. I've been in the project industry for some time, specifically on the software development side. One component you have, it has to be moved to another component. And if the two teams are not collaborating, it will be very difficult to ensure that the product is fully developed. Lesson number 6, always encourage transparency. As long as the information is not confidential, make sure all the team members, all the stakeholders, all the interested parties, they understand what is going on. Whether it's a problem from your side, from your vendor, from another third party, it must be clearly communicated to each and every stakeholder that there's a problem, this is how you intend to solve the problem, and who is responsible to solve the problem, not to blame the person, but to solve the problem. So you must make sure that all the collaboration is also done. There is also transparency. I hope you have enjoyed this video so far. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to click the like button or the subscribe button so that you're the first person to be notified each time a new video like this one is uploaded. Lesson number 7. You must make sure that you have established feedback loops. As a project manager, from my experience, feedback is very, very important. I was in a project with more than 200 participants. Feedback is what helped the project. If you are thinking of anything, you need to explain or to communicate to the team, get the feedback from the team, or the team is going to get feedback from you. So if your feedback mechanism or channels, they are very clear, you find it's very easy to communicate in the project. If there's no feedback loops from the team or to the team, it becomes very difficult to coordinate some of the tasks that you might want to do either on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. So feedback loops are very important. I've learned that lesson. You should always have feedback loops in your project structure. It could be verbal feedback, it could be written, or any other form. But what is very important is for you to have that feedback mechanism within the project structure. Lesson number 8. You should always have regular meetings in any project or program. Like I said earlier, every program or project has levels. We have executive or project board or steering committee. We have project directorship or program management. Then we have projects. We also have team management. And then the last one is the team which is going to execute the project. So what it means is you must have regular meetings and updates on each of the levels of the project or program. What I've seen from my experience is most project board or executive meetings is monthly, or unless and until there is a need to make a very serious decision, then you can call for an ad hoc meeting for executive to assist you as a project manager. For project directorship, program management, you find it's normally weekly. So on a weekly basis, the management or middle management require some updates from the project manager. Then from the project manager, you find it's almost on a daily basis. On a daily basis as a project manager, you should always be getting updates from different and various teams that you are working with. Then the last level is the team leaders. The team leaders also, they meet on a daily basis. Some of them, they meet once or twice a day in the morning or in the evening. But that is also very important to have regular meetings at each and every level of the project structure. Then the team members, they always have meetings, whether formal or informal, twice a day, 5 times a day, whenever it's necessary. So regular meetings are also very, very important in every project structure. You should always be updating and communicating with each and every stakeholder in the project. A stakeholder is any member or any entity that has got interests in the project. You should always be updating the stakeholders on how the project is progressing, any challenges, any achievements. You also celebrate them with the stakeholders. So that is a very, very important lesson. Lesson number 10. Every decision must be documented. Like I said earlier, whatever level you have in the project structure or program structure, make sure that you document each and every decision. I've been in a situation where I've accepted verbal decisions, and then along the way, 2-3 months later, no one was accepting that decision. No one could remember. So it's a very, very important lesson. Always document each and every decision at whatever level, whatever stage of the project. The reason for documenting that is reference. After documenting, make sure you share the decision for people to concur, to make additions, to make amendments before filing it off for future reference. That is very, very important. If you don't document your decisions, you'll find it will be very difficult to convince a number of people that this is what was agreed before. Or you have a situation where someone is going to say, he said this, you are saying, I said this, or someone says, you meant this. So in terms of communication and collaboration, it's a very important lesson. Every decision must be documented, no matter how small, how big, how critical. Whether it's coming from juniors, from seniors, as long as you're making any decision, it must be documented, shared, stored somewhere for future reference. Lesson number 11. Always use collaborative tools. During this era of AI, automated things, automated meetings, and so on and so forth, you should use collaborative tools. They assist in the running of the project and also achievement of goals required for the project. For example, taking of minutes in a meeting, that can be automated if you're using collaborative tools, like for example Teams, as an example, or you can use Zoom. All these collaborative tools, they can help to record the meetings. They can be used to record the proceedings. so that at least at the end of the meeting, you can also use the same collaborative tools to summarize what was discussed in the meeting. So it is very important to make sure that you're using collaborative tools. That's a lesson that I've learned. It helps you, especially as a project manager, on the administrative part of things. It becomes very easy to administer some of these things if you have got collaborative tools, if you have got automated tools. So make sure this is done. I've also seen a scenario where some documents are stored in a SharePoint or in the cloud where everyone can access. The advantage of doing that is that everyone is able to access the latest document, the latest version that you need. Even if it's a software component, you are also able to access the latest component that you can use. Number 12, trust. For a project to be delivered successfully, there must be trust by all stakeholders, by all project members, at whatever level of the project. If there's no trust, it makes it very difficult for people to put 100% effort, knowing that there's no one who's going to appreciate or there's no one who's going to trust whatever they're going to do. So it is very important to continuously build trust amongst the project stakeholders, amongst the project team members. The trust is what makes the project successful. People are able to complete their work knowing that someone is going to accept what they've done, not that someone is going to dispute or disagree with what they've done. So always build trust. It's a very, very important lesson. Always build trust amongst all stakeholders, all members of the project. So these are the 12 lessons under the category of collaboration and communication that I wanted to share with you. We have reached the end of this video. I hope you have learned a lot of things based on my experience. I've shared my lessons, 12 lessons under collaboration and communication. This is my first episode. I'm going to create 9 more episodes concerning the lessons that I've picked so far. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button so that you are the first person to be notified each time a new video is uploaded on this channel. I'm also going to leave a link on the description below this video where you can download also a checklist of items that you must consider if you want to become a project manager, a successful project manager. If you want me to create additional videos based on the lessons that I've articulated earlier, let me know in the comment section below this video.